Well, good afternoon, Trondheim friends, and welcome back to Patio Ponderings. I ended up taking a much longer break around the Easter holiday than I anticipated, but I'm very glad to be back, and the timing is really nice, I think. In worship this past week, we started a series of sermons and readings from the book of Romans. And the book of Romans is a letter that the Apostle Paul writes to this fledgling church in Rome, in the seat of the Roman Empire, in the seat of power. And it's a hard letter. There's a lot of complicated language, and Paul writes with a lot of very long, complex sentences. And so there's lots to pull apart, even after we talk about it on Sundays. So today we start in Romans chapter 1, and the verse I've been especially thinking about is verse 12, and it says this: "What I mean is that we can mutually encourage each other while I am with you. We can be encouraged by the faithfulness we find in each other. Both your faithfulness and mine." So let me try that last sentence again. We can be encouraged by the faithfulness we find in each other, both your faithfulness and mine. And so what Paul is recognizing in this statement is that we are a community together with Jesus as our center. And especially in Paul's time and in the biblical culture, there is no sense of individualism that we have in our current American culture. Everything was done in community. People realized that they needed each other. We have an ethic in our culture that you pull yourselves up by the bootstraps and that you kind of take care of yourself. But that's not the way that God created us. And again, this is what Paul is recognizing, that we're in community together. We need each other. We can encourage each other. And this shows up in his letter to the Galatians as well, when he says we are called to bear each other's burdens. So here's what I've been thinking about. First, I think it's really interesting that no one is exempt from this need of other people. Even Paul doesn't exempt himself. And you would think that of all people, after his miraculous encounter with the person of Jesus, he wouldn't need encouragement from others. He's been planting churches and just boldly proclaiming the gospel everywhere. But even he says, I still find encouragement in others. So thinking about, first, how we can open ourselves up and give ourselves permission to accept encouragement from others, to be open to others' support of us. But even more so, here's the question I really want to wrestle with, is how do we make our faith community, whichever faith community we belong to, how do we make it a safe place to do that? How do we make sure that when people come into our faith community, they feel welcome, that we are open to whatever their needs are, and that we are willing, regardless of circumstances, to support others in their needs? That's a big question, like a lot of questions that come up. But I think it's critical that the faith community be a safe one in all aspects. So, yeah. What do you think? How do we make this a safe community for other people to find the encouragement they need, and find people to help bear whatever it is that they are bearing? Would love to hear what you have to say. I'm so glad to be back. I'm glad you're here with me, and have a great day. We'll see you on Sunday. Bye.